Well, let's get into the news tonight. The Justice Department, as you have heard, many people have talked about this on all the news. This is actually on the mainstream news, which always makes me skeptical that they're covering something. Whatever they're covering, it's usually not the news. But Justice Department receives Tulsi Gabbard's criminal referral related to the Russia hoax documents that implicates Barack Hussein Obama. The Justice Department confirmed it received ODNI Tulsi Gabbard's criminal referral related to the Russia collusion hoax documents. This is unbelievable. That reveals that Barack Obama manufactured intelligence to derail Trump. Gabbard declassifies a December 2016. Remember, that is post-election. Donald Trump is the elected president at this time. He has less than a month and Obama will be leaving office. In December 2016, presidential briefing revealing, this is crazy, Barack Obama knew the Trump-Russia collusion narrative was a hoax. Barack Obama knew it was a hoax, and he was involved in manufacturing and politicizing the intelligence to create the Trump-Russia collusion canard. Quote, we assess, and I'm going to show you this. I'm going to scroll down here because I don't want to just show, I want to show you this right here. This is what she posted. These documents detail a treasonous, listen to the words that she's using, a treasonous conspiracy by officials at the highest level of the Obama White House to subvert the will of the American people and try to usurp the president from fulfilling his mandate. Tulsi said that she is providing the documents to the Justice Department, which, by the way, she turned them over to them today.
Thank God. I'm sure they're going to get so much done on
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me adjust you because you done moved again. All right. So the betrayal concerns every American, she says. The integrity of our democratic republic demands that every person involved be investigated and brought to justice to prevent this from ever happening again. I'm providing all documents to the Department of Justice to deliver the accountability that President Trump, his family, and the American people deserve. Now, if I can find this, I think there is a screenshot. Always happens to me. Where does it go? It just disappears. Maybe it's because I got my little shields on here. Let me see. Nope, it's not there. But I saw the document earlier, and maybe it's in this next one.
I want to say to Miss Lady.
There it is.
Thank you for that comment. That is so kind.
What did they say?
Miss Lady said, blessings, folks, for your work to humanity.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, we do. And, you know, I'm just going to say this right now, and I mean it from bottom of my heart. We needed to hear that tonight.
Yeah.
We did. Every once in a while, I mean, it's not a pride thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want to quit.
You guys know this show isn't exactly laughs and giggles every Monday night.
Yeah.
Except for when he's being super goofy, because I'm always trying to keep it completely straight. But
please.
Yeah. So I really do appreciate Miss Lady. Sometimes you just need that.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Lady. Which I like that name too. It's pretty cool. Miss Lady. It's pretty good. Miss Lady. But now look, here's the document. This is what I was thinking was in that one, but this is the actual document right here. So says, take one example. Intelligence officials on December 8th, 2016 were prepared. This is crazy to me. Was prepared to release a presidential daily briefing concluding that, quote, Russian and criminal actors did not impact recent U.S. election results.
Who was about to release this?
The Intelligence Department.
Intelligence Department.
So this was, and here it goes. It goes, Director of National Intelligence began releasing documents this afternoon, and it says, before and after the 2016 presidential election, it's damning stuff that exposes the Trump-Russia hysteria as a complete and utter fake and should obliterate the reputation of commercial news media. There is no answer to these documents. This is a copy of the document. It says, with the PC having moved to Friday morning, please send me proposed TPs. These are what she declassified and released.
Press conference PC. Is that what you're talking about?
I guess.
PC.
Separately from everyone's reference, below are the revised TPs that the DNI, Departments of National Intelligence, mentioned at the back brief yesterday. What I did was lift keys from the draft PDB that is attached. These are the actual documents that were classified until this week. Listen to what it says. The National Intelligence apparatus says this in the room where Barack Obama is in the room and all of his staff and all the famous figures. We assess that foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome this year. We have no evidence of cyber manipulation of election infrastructure intended to alter the results. Okay. Literally said there is no Russian hacking. And they created a fake dossier that said otherwise and ran with it.
Wow. And this is all the way back to the year 2016, the end of 2016.
December 9th, 2016.
Almost 9 years ago.
Look, this is the detail of it. On the following day, December 9th, 2016, members of the Obama National Security Principles Committee, including Clapper, CIA Director John Brennan, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Brian McKeon, Loretta Lynch, Andrew McCabe, FBI, and Avril Haines gathered for a meeting. Think about all these people were in this meeting, right? After which each received an email titled POTUS Tasking on Russia Election Meddling. The email tasked the members with the creation of a new assessment per the president's request. From that moment forward, intelligence officials began leaking blatantly false information about a non-existent secret assessment that Russia intervened to influence the outcome of the election. This leaking continued unabated until January 6, when the new hastily crafted intelligence community assessment was released, triggering a series of developments that led to the publication of the Steele dossier and an explosion of media stories linking Trump and Russia in an unprecedented scandal. The material is bolstered throughout by explanations of whistleblower from then Director of National Intelligence James Clapper's office. Just this handful of documents holds explosive implications, implicating a much bigger pool of White House officials than previously understood, including Obama himself, in what appears to be a top-down effort to create a false narrative about Russia meddling to help Donald Trump. If there is an analog in American history, I can't think of it.
Wow. So she brought this forth today. How long do you think they've known this?
Since 2016.
I mean, Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Probably since she took the office.
Okay. So tell me your deep thoughts on this.
Tell me yours.
I want you to go first.
No, I've already given mine. I've done all the talking. You ain't been talking at all.
Look. Yeah. A lot of bad things happened. And this probably happened. It's probably true. But why today? This is earth-shaking, very serious.
Very serious.
It could have came out last week. It could come out at the end of this week. I mean, when I hear something like this isn't just brought forth on the basis and merit of what it is, or is this a distraction? Look, I don't look at something else.
Like Jeffrey Epstein, are you saying? I mean, what are you talking about? Anything.
Maybe something worse than him. I don't know.
It could be a meteor. It could be aliens.
Yes. Look.
Bigfoot's in the basement of the White House. I mean, we're being funny, but we're also being serious, because the truth is, I think we all know. Sandy, I think what you're saying is what most big picture family are thinking the same thing.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're not.
They're all there. Look, this is serious.
It is serious.
These are official documents. Yeah. No one is disputing that these documents are official.
Yeah.
Not even the Democrats.
But how long has this been in their pocket? In their back pocket? You
talking about Trump administration?
Yeah.
Probably for a while.
But whoever chose to bring this forth now.
Yeah.
And it needed to be brought forth. I say sooner rather than later, but I'm sorry. I'm just too suspicious of things. I'm glad it's being brought forth. Will anything be done?
Of course not.
Probably not.
Of course not. Hashtag Bob says they are covering for something else.
Okay.
I mean, I think we all know that.
So you feel that way too?
I mean, of course I do. Sandy, I am at the point now that I believe everything's always a cover for everything else.
I'm sorry that I ruined your life.
You've not ruined my life, but you have ruined me watching the news. I can tell you that. I used to actually enjoy watching the news. Now it's like, Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, tell me another one. Hey, give me a cat story. I need a cat. I need a cute cat. I'll believe that.
Let's wrap this episode of the news up with a smiley.
Exactly.
I need some good news.
But here's the thing that this is when you're going to know that something's different, which
Okay.
I really believe that nothing is different ultimately, because I think you and I both agree, and I think everybody watching this program live or on the replay agree that the president of the United States is powerful, but he's not running the country.
Ooh.
The Republicans and the Democrats in the Senate and the House are powerful, but they're not running the country. The Supreme Court is powerful, but it's not running the country. I mean, am I right? Have I ate enough red pills? Have I swallowed enough red pills to say the truth there?
I would say that you've had your fair share of red pills. That first one was really tough going down, though.
Good Lord. I had to take a little spoonful of sugar.
That first one down, but it took.
It took. And I think I'm popping more red pills than you are.
You are. I'm often wondering,
what have I done?
Who are you listening to? What are you watching?
But the truth, here's where I was going. The truth is, we led with this story. Let's go back to this headline. Justice Department receives Tulsi Gabbard's criminal referral related to the Russia hoax documents that implicates Barack Obama. So here's how you'll know if something's different. It's not just that documents were declassified and released. Mm-hmm. Y'all, she has turned it over to the DOJ and said and called it treasonous, and said this was an active. Yeah. And look, here's the thing. You can believe what you want to believe. I know there's a bunch of Trump haters out there, a bunch of Obama haters out there. But look, let me just tell you something. If this is true, right, this is an attempted coup. This is an attempt to overthrow the will of the American people. Because if the document says, because this was the main thing that they tried to delegitimize Trump by, is that Russia hijacked the election and manipulated the election to elect. But when you see on December 5th and December 6th of 2016, their own intelligence is saying, we have thoroughly investigated this and there is no sign of Russia involvement. But yet you then create what is now absolutely proven to be a false dossier, the Steele dossier, absolutely funded by Hillary Clinton. That is the subversion of the American people. The American people elected Donald Trump, and you had an existing White House saying, you know what? No, we're going to decide who's president. That is what, if that is prosecuted, then there's hope for our country. But you and I both know it ain't going to happen.
Okay, yeah. So that brings me to this statement. What happens when you elevate your language and elevate your so-called intentions by what we just talked about in this article, and yet you look back at history, just the last 10, 15, 20 years, everything that's happened, and no one got in trouble. There's no justice. Yeah. So look at our history of no justice for actual crimes committed and terrible things that were done. Mm-hmm. And now you want to up the ante and you want to start talking with stronger language than you ever have before. Yeah. What is about to happen? Even if nothing happens, you're raising the tensions in the room. You're raising the temperature in the room.
No doubt about it. Now, this is my prediction, and it's just a gut feeling. I believe there'll be some lower level people that will
be a scapegoat.
They'll be the patsy. They'll be this only happened because this guy leaked this and they came in and said that, but it was really wrong. There really was Russian collusion, but this person messed up the intelligence, so this person will be the scapegoat. And the big names, that's going to happen to the big names. Come on, look at Diddy. Look at Diddy. Look at Diddy. Okay.
Right. Okay. So was it last week we talked a lot about Diddy and Epstein?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Epstein again tonight.
So whether you get off with a slap on the wrist, which, he's got a little more than a slap on the wrist. Yeah. Or you are so-called taken out, such as in Epstein. Mm-hmm. I personally never really necessarily believed that he was.
Some people don't even believe he's not even left us.
You never find out either way, right? Full justice is never served. And here we are back and forth, how many years after Epstein supposedly died? Just a bunch of screaming and carrying on.
Yeah.
Nobody, justice certainly not served in this instance. I mean, unless you're of the belief that, well, he ultimately got what he deserved. If you believe that, look at all the victims. Look at all the victims in both of these cases. Look at all these unanswered questions.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not like mandates came down and great things happened so that children and women are going to be protected in the future.
No. Because here's the thing. Even if something happened to Diddy, what about all the people that Diddy did all this for? That committed the acts? The names that we don't know, that we'll never know.
This is why we had to make it so that he couldn't talk about these things. Why these certain questions couldn't be asked, so that answers couldn't be given to implicate the very people that you're talking about. You can compare that in the Epstein case.
Yeah.
Okay, he's out here doing these things, but what he's doing is providing a service. He's providing services to much more powerful, connected, wealthy, whatever people than him. Those people will be protected. Their names will be protected at all costs. If we've got to take him out or make it look like he was taken out,
because he don't have a business without those people.
No.
He's not in business without the people he's serving, this clientele. And his client, that's what's sickening, is the clientele is the ones that was doing the acts, and the clientele name will never come. That's why this supposed list, if there ever was any kind of list, that thing has been sitting in the deep state's hands for years. Do you think they just put it in, locked it up in a safe and said, nobody touched that? That's the sacred list.
Yeah. And then that spills over.
They have destroyed that list, and we all know it.
That trickles down into Pamela Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, all changing their tune. When they came out here, in full force, we're going to get to the bottom of, this, and we're going to solve these cases, all of this. Well, and now here we are, backtracking.
The theory is on that, and I'm not trying to defend them because I don't know them, but personally, but the theory is they went in thinking that, but when they got there, they really found out that there wasn't anything there because it was destroyed.
My point exactly. They looked like, it seemed like they came in with absolute intention and passion to take care of these things, but found out somewhere along the way, whether all the evidence is taken, hidden, destroyed, or you are personally threatened, in whatever way, one way or another, you're going to shut up. You're going to change your tune. And by all means, you need to understand this will never see the light of day.
All right. So case in point, if Donald Trump was on any kind of actual list, do you not think we would have heard about that if we didn't hear about anybody else's name during the entire Biden administration? They had these documents. That's why I don't believe Donald Trump was in them, is because they would have released it. Because how quick did they jump on this stupid Wall Street Journal thing about some love letter that he sent him on his 50th birthday and drawing a picture? Do you know anything about that? We didn't even report on that because it was so silly that he wrote a poem. He wrote a poem to Jeffrey Epstein on his 50th birthday and hand drew a picture to him and all this. And all of a sudden it just comes out, but nobody will provide the letter or anything. Let me just tell you what that meant to me. That was further evidence that he's probably not on the files, because there is no way in this world when they were in power that they would not have released it. And the fact, I'm going to tell you something else. The fact that everybody is saying now that the Democrats are jumping on board saying, why won't he release it? What has he got to hide? That tells me they know it's been destroyed. They know it's been destroyed. So they know that they have had them in their possession with the ability to insert people's names in them that were not in them. Wow. So you cannot trust any of it.
You cannot trust any of it, and you can barely trust any individual person. And these people, bless their hearts, that go to Washington, D.C. with the absolute best intentions.
Right.
Look what happens.
Look what happens. Every single time. Now, this is interesting. Let's go a little deeper in the Epstein story. Because one of the names that I started hearing about when they first started talking about a list that was a client in a list was Alan Dershowitz. Okay.
Yeah.
So Alan, I know your people's probably listening to me right now. And I cannot afford for you to sue me. So be nice. Okay. I'm gonna be
seriously.
Yeah. So, but Alan Dershowitz of all people is now pushing the list. This makes me suspicious.
You've
because
actually been talking to me about this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
isn't this interesting?
I just kind of put it in the back of my head. I'm like, man, you're making a great point. I just don't even know what to do with it.
All right, here we go. Dershowitz says grand jury transcripts will disappoint those seeking Epstein answers. Urges the U.S. to grant immunity to the Rosetta Stone of all of this, Ghislaine Maxwell. Former Jeffrey Epstein defense attorney. Most people don't know that. He was his attorney.
Yeah.
And friend, Alan Dershowitz on Sunday.
Can I just bring up, or at least ask the question, he is Jewish and Jeffrey Epstein was Jewish?
I didn't say that. But I will confirm that.
Just
yes.
Interesting notation there.
Yeah, I'll confirm that.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. And friend Alan Dershowitz on Sunday called for the federal government to grant immunity to Epstein's convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, calling her the Rosetta Stone, who knows everything.
I bet she does.
He also said little or no meaningful new information is likely to be found in the grand jury transcripts that President Trump has directed to be released. He goes on to say she knows everything. She's the Rosetta Stone. She knows everything.
Is that why we have not heard anything from her?
Oh, yeah, probably. She arranged every single trip with everybody. She knows everything. And if she were just given immunity, she could be compelled to testify. I'm told that she actually would be willing to testify, and there'd be no reason for her to withhold any information.
Except for if she wants to remain alive.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's the only reason I can think of.
That's the truth.
Hey, old Ghislaine.
Yeah.
You want to stay among the living?
Yeah. Go there and talk, but then you're going to go see your maker.
Yeah, my hair is flipping out right here, going crazy on me.
Yeah,
but
look, what I'm trying to say is Alan Dershowitz was one of the first early names saying that he was a frequent visitor to the island on the early days of the Epstein list, and now he's saying there is no list. There is no list. Whatever. Let Ghislaine talk. Why would he's been on the island with her. If she knows everything, then she knows some things about him. Right. So I'm very suspicious of him being the front man for this.
Hey, and the island, if you don't know what we're talking about, I can't imagine nobody knowing what that is, but they call it Little St. James, and there's some freaky stuff. I mean, not obviously some horrible, freaky things went on out there, but that place looked weird.
Yeah.
That temple have out on that peninsula or hill or whatever that is, that place is weird. And here's something.
It does look weird.
I never hear anybody talk about this, and we don't talk about it on this show. Jeffrey Epstein supposedly also had a ranch in New Mexico, I believe. And, I obviously I don't know any difference, but things that I did hear don't have any proof towards it that there's like experimentation and weird things going on at this ranch.
I would not doubt that at all.
I mean, ugh.
Because when you start thinking about the people that's involved in these acts,
right.
the horrible, horrendous act that you hear talked about that happened with children on that island, that's the ultimate horror to us.
Yes.
But then you have to guard your mind to understand that these people that would do that are much worse than that.
Yes.
They do things much, much even worse than that.
Absolutely.
To children and to other human beings and even unalive human beings. Sacrifice human beings. I mean, this is the world we're talking about here. And that's why it's so powerful and why we will never know the truth.
Oh, no. That's it. These people can't be allowed to talk. The truth cannot be allowed to see the light of day. Because of the people, the wealthy, the well-known, the powerful politicians, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that would be implicated. but also these specific acts that took place. And I got to ask you this. Is it not Jeffrey Epstein that did he not give a painting of the infamous blue dress?
No, it's hanging. It's hanging on the island, hanging in his house.
Okay, that's it. I can't remember how it went.
Yeah.
The infamous Bill Clinton blue dress.
He is in the blue dress, laying up on the couch. But Sandy, that's not all. Right next to it is a painting of George W. Bush on the floor like a kid playing with a paper airplane.
Wow.
They're both in the same room side by side. He's got a picture of George W. Bush acting like a little kid flying an airplane next to Bill Clinton in a blue dress.
Right.
How are you not so powerful, a former president, that you ain't got enough power to say, hey, dude, take that painting down off your wall?
Exactly.
But for whatever reason, it stayed.
So let's talk about two more things. And apparently this show is somehow at some
Where
point,
are we going tonight?
It's already 7:35, and I don't know. At some point we transitioned from a news show into a tabloid show.
I don't know if this one's going to survive.
Just go with it. So
this one may not survive.
So how many honeypot operations went on that island? Because
can you say that word?
Yes.
I guess you can. Okay.
Listen, this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You get, video is the gold standard, but pictures and video of these powerful people performing these horrible acts with young girls, with children even.
Yeah.
And you hold this as a way to blackmail people, to keep them in line, to make them do what you want them to do.
Yep.
But, okay, so Bill Clinton and George Bush are two people, and there's probably many others that are tied to this place in a very vivid way.
Yep.
And as you said, why are you not come in there and say, this is very potentially damaging to me and kind of stupid for if other people were to see this, take it down? Or are they?
I think we all know why.
Okay. Is it that so many powerful, much more powerful people above you are saying, no, we're leaving it up? Or are you so sick and sadistic that you actually like it and you want it to stay up?
Wow.
You have to look at it from both angles. And let's broaden this picture out even further. Jeffrey Epstein, he was a billionaire, right? He's worth at least $2 billion. And he's got a ranch, and he's got Little St. James, and he's made his money in Wall Street and stocks and everything. Well, yeah, I believe he probably had some money, but more than that, he had backing. He probably had the backing of people in this country, and I don't even want to say, another country. Not just
another country, but other countries.
So,
not just
Ghislaine, whatever you want to call her, who was so incredibly talented and crafty and efficient, running all of his operation. I'm sorry, I don't buy it for a second.
And there's probably who her daddy was.
Yeah. There's probably a back office somewhere. Yeah. I mean, there are many parts to this so-called empire, not just of getting people on the Lolita Express and flying them to the island, but you're talking about at least 2 large properties that have to be able to be run, and all the things that have to happen for, just come on. There had to be many, many people involved, and not just in the operations, but people that were allowing this to be a corporation, an empire, powerful, wealthy, connected people, high in government, more than one government. I mean, this is very, very widespread corruption and just disgusting things.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, she's very passionate about this. She has been studying this, and it is not easy to study. It is a very difficult thing to learn that human beings can be this evil, but they have always been this evil.
Yes, they have.
But here's what makes it even worse is now this generation has technology to make them it even more evil than any ever. That's the days of Noah. We are in the days of Noah. Jesus told us, see that you be not deceived. Wow. For as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Matthew chapter 24. And I'm going to tell you something. These are the kind of demonic, sick things that were going on in the days of Noah. Crazy, sickening, crossing of dimensions, crossing of boundaries that should not be brought, not just spiritually and physically, but physical boundaries. Yeah. Adults, children, brothers, sisters, all kinds of things were going on. And Jesus said, you're going to see it on another level.
Come on.
And one of the things I'll talk about in the book that I just finished is that this is not just the Noah generation. This is the convergence generation. This is where every tactic the enemy has ever used in all of the ways, the pantheons, the false religions, the Asherah poles, Baal, you name it. You go back to Zeus, you go back to the Tower of Babel. All of these were just incremental ways of them trying to do. But this generation, the generation that we're in, Jesus said, if it were possible, it could deceive the very elect because all of them are going to converge into one generation. So I'm going to tell you something. You don't need to be on YouTube right now just trying to find the next conspiracy theory and the next rabbit hole to go down. You need to find channels like this channel and other channels like this that are not just going to tell you what's going on, but going to tell you there is an answer. Yes. The big picture is not that we're just here to expose things. We're here to tell you that Jesus Christ is bigger than all of it, and we've been chosen to be that generation. Come on, somebody. Yeah! Woo!
And he's not going to stand for this much longer.
No.
He's not going to allow it. And, it would be one thing if it was just money to make money. No. These people are doing a lot of these things because it is a part of their religion. They're practicing religion in some of these ways. And it's because we hate God. They hate God and everything in his image. And let's just destroy him and everything in his image. Let's taint precious young children and ruin their lives. Yep. I mean, enough of that.
Well, look, one more thing on this. Tim Burchett, man, I really like him. I think he's from Tennessee. I'm not sure. But Representative Tim Burchett says public will likely never see the Epstein files because this town buries secrets. I'm going to see if I've got the video here. Let's see. I think it's down here because I want to play it. Yeah, let's play this. So, Jake Tapper is so funny. Jake Tapper was trying to wrap it up. He was trying to get off, and Burchett was going to say something. He goes, "Oh, you want to make a point? Go ahead and make the point." And he regretted that because he made the point real quick that he did not want out. But let's watch this.
I have no earthly idea, Jake. You know this Town Buries Secrets. You wrote a book about it. And it's doing very well because America agrees with you. This Town Buries Secrets. I mean, do you honestly believe Lee Harvey Oswald shot John F. Kennedy from the front and the back, and this miraculous lead bullet that had hardly a scrape on it was found on a gurney in a hospital shortly after the president passed away? This town does not give up its secrets easy, and it's fighting and kicking. And the reason I'm worried about these files now is the fact that the Biden administration, who in my opinion has a history of corruption, has tampered with these files, and we're never going to get to the bottom of it. I think stuff could have been placed in those files. Do I have proof? Well, no, I don't, but I have a gut feeling and I have a historical reference, which is every dadgum time something like this happens in this town, it gets covered up, and it needs to stop. And I salute President Trump for pushing to move forward on those records that they have. But I do want them to be. I would like them to be filtered a little bit. I don't want the 1,000 innocents and some of those people that flew, as you mentioned earlier.
Right, but you do want more than just the grand jury testimony that he has called for. You would like more in a responsible way, but as many files as possible that can be released.
Yes, sir.
All right. Congressman Tim.
Yes, sir. And the president's, yes, sir. I agree. Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
No, go ahead. You're going to make a point. I'm sorry.
Now, I was going to say the president takes a lot of heat for what he said earlier, but you know, Trump has an incredible strategy. They said, "Oh, the big beautiful bill won't pass by July 4th." What happened? Trump worked it. It came out by July 4th. Senator Haggerty's bill on cryptocurrency, they said they wanted it to the president's desk by Friday. There was no way it was going to happen. I'm sitting in a meeting with the speaker and Whip Emmert and about 10 or 12 fellow conservatives that had problems. Trump calls, answers every one of our dadgum questions, and guess what? He signed that bill on Friday. And that, you know, he has an incredible gift at strategy and winning, and that's what he does.
Congressman Tim Burchett, thanks so much, sir. Good to see you again. Next, we're going to take you on.
You know, Jake Taylor's like, oh, I wish I'd have wrapped it up.
More of that 40 chess.
Yeah, but he said it. He said the dadgum truth. He said dadgum about 10 times. He's like, I'm gonna tell you, they bury the dadgum truth around here. Everybody buries the dadgum truth.
Wow.
By the way, don't think I'm cussing. I know dadgum's a derivative, but I'm just making fun of Southern folks because I am one. I are one.
You are one.
I are one. But you know, he's telling the truth. I mean, they do dare. And he just went there. He's like, come on. Do you think Lee Harvey Oswald shot him from the front and the back?
Exactly.
With the same bullet? Come on. We all, listen, how long have we all known the truth about that? And we still don't know anything. Yeah. Which, by the way, did you hear right before we went on the air? I just saw a blurb come up on my phone, an alert. I didn't have time to look at it. It says, and maybe somebody in the live chat can help us. It said that Trump just released thousands of documents related to MLK tonight.
What?
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't.
I saw a blurb come. That's all that I saw was the headline.
See if I've got anything on my phone.
Lord have mercy. It's 40 minutes into the show, and we just now moving to the third news article.
We're gonna change the name of this show to Conspiracies Are Us.
Oh my goodness. Well, there is still a war going on, and the Kremlin says that Putin is ready for peace with Kiev.
Okay.
Yeah, or whatever. But it is focused on achieving objectives. Yeah. Turkish media suggests Russia and Ukraine talks may restart as soon as Wednesday.
Yeah.
Although they are bombing each other like crazy right now.
Crazy.
And Trump just decided he's going to start sending weapons. He said he wasn't ever going to do it, but he did. But as we go on, look at here. We predicted this would happen. Pulitzer Prize winning Seymour Hersh reports that U.S. may move to oust Zelensky even by force.
Wow.
General Zelensky?
That's how I would say it.
Zelensky would be tasked for secession. But look, I'm telling you, I am predicted that there is no way he survives this war. Zelensky, he's got to go. Now Putin's got to go, but ain't nobody gonna be able to get rid of Putin.
He's getting rid of him.
But you can get rid of Zelensky. But there's still a war going on. We can't forget it. There he is.
No, we cannot forget it.
I mean, look, if he would have just wore a suit to the White House,
you'd have felt better about him.
No, I think Trump would have. I mean, remember J.D. Vance busted him right to his face. He's like, you could at least wore a suit.
I know. And listen,
and I know
we had been talking about that for months before that happened. Like, dude, do you have a button down?
Yeah, where's your respect?
Can you get out of that green sweatshirt? But it was ridiculous.
Yeah. But then he went to Europe and wore a suit.
Yeah, I saw
But you
that.
couldn't wear a suit at Washington, D.C.?
Listen, he was asking for it by doing that. And, well, you got it, buddy.
Well, he come in there and tried to sideswipe and shock Trump. And Trump's just like, okay, I was being quiet, but I'm about to just spank your rear end.
Exactly. And he did.
All right, so let's talk about China. You sent this to me right before we went on the air. This is very interesting that China has basically taken away everyone's cash with what little they had. Let's see what's happening around the world.
These are now cashless, not by choice, but by force. ATMs have gone dark, vaults are being emptied, and overnight, the digital yuan is the only currency allowed. What used to be called your money no longer belongs to you, because right now, China isn't going digital.
Which, by the way, there's no doubt in my mind that this voice is AI.
Exactly.
Because they just said the China yuan.
Yuan.
Instead of the China, what is it, yen? How you say it?
Is it yuan?
I thought it was yen. That's what we said in Alabama.
It's seizing control. What triggered Beijing to pull the plug on cash so suddenly and so ruthlessly? How are ordinary citizens surviving when their life savings are frozen overnight? And what does this mean for the future of money, not just in China, but everywhere? Let's start with what happened when people in China woke up and realized their cash had been quietly taken away.
How about that?
The morning ATMs went silent. It starts quietly. At exactly 4 a.m.
Cause a panic.
Yeah. So if you ever want to, one of the tells of AI voice is when they can't do, for whatever reason, they can't do question marks.
Oh.
When they get to a question mark and you're reading along with it, it'll be like, are we going to the store today? Today?
Today?
They always try to go up high on that one. But y'all, China is wiping out cash even as we speak.
Yes. I mean, can you imagine? No warning,
No warning.
discussion,
Yeah.
no government ruling. You just go to the ATM.
Money's gone.
Can't get any money
Froze. Money's froze. And if you don't have a good social score, you can't get back in there anyway. Because and look, it's so easy to say, but that's China.
out. Ooh.
We are following suit right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's yuan, right?
Yuan.
Maybe Chinese yuan currency.
Hey,
Yeah.
just because it's spelled that way, I still say it the way I said it. I mean, they don't have.
You want to say yen?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yen.
Go ahead, say
Yen. China yen.
Yeah.
Yuan. I think it is yuan, but she called it the UN.
YUAN.
She called it the UN.
It's our currency.
All right, so look, some of y'all know that our church burned, and I don't say that flippantly. It was a very serious. We're still out of it. I mean, it was a major fire.
We're still dealing with it daily.
Y'all, they are still tearing stuff out.
All the implications.
I mean, they've not even begun to even think about building back. They're still tearing out stuff that was damaged by smoke and water. And some of you will know how to help. We're going to get back to the news in just a minute. But if you go to solidrockchurch.com, at the top of our website now, you can go there tonight. You'll see a little detail about the fires, our temporary location that we're at. But I'm so blessed by some friend of ours that did this video for us. And I think we should watch a little bit of this video that shows you what happened. I'll give you a little more detail. And these are some of the news, the local news that covered that night. And if you'd like to help, it's solidrockchurch.com. Don't go anywhere because we're going to come right back to the news.
This morning, Solid Rock Church in Center Point is left without a building to gather in after crews spent hours putting out a fire inside the building last night.
I'm standing here at our facility where on June 7th, 2025, the day before Pentecost, which is symbolized by fire, an actual fire happened in our church.
Pentecost Sunday, and a day Solid Rock Church pastor Larry Ragland has been planning for weeks.
Tomorrow's Pentecost Sunday, which is the fire coming down, and so we have a big service planned. So we're in front of our sanctuary, but over here is where the fire started, and it blazed so hot that even the backboard of the basketball goal was melted. But it's caused so much damage that our church has been put out of the building for 6 months to a year. We're believing God for the future. We have a temporary location. We thank you for all of your prayers that have come before us, the people that have reached out to us. We're asking for, if God puts it on your heart to help us, here's how you do it. Just go to solidrockchurch.com, click the gift tab, and we would appreciate greatly helping us finish the restoration of Solid Rock Church.
Spoke with the church's pastor, who says the fire is not going to stop them from having their normal Sunday service today.
We have a baptism scheduled too, so we're going to still baptize outside. Nothing's going to stop us.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. That was good. So well, thank you to everybody that's helped us so far. We are sound systems and stuff like that is still having to be purchased because we lost quite a bit. But if you want to go there, solidrockchurch.com, we'd appreciate you helping us out. Thank you so much. Let's get back into the news tonight. This was very, very alarming. There was a near disaster that happened this week. Delta Connection flight forced into aggressive maneuver. Listen to this, to avoid a midair collision with a B-52 bomber. What?
How are these things happening in this modern age and day that we're in?
Exactly. The Delta Connection Embracer E-175 regional jet operated by SkyWest Airlines from Minneapolis, St. Paul which was where I was just at. That could have been me. Aggressive maneuver during this final approach to avoid a near-fatal mid-air collision with a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber. There's a video that somebody was quietly taking, I think. Let me see if I can do this right here and make it come up. What?
For those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it, and so we continued, and air traffic. There's no radar here, so the tower is controlled, or excuse me, the tower does everything visually, and so they said report about a 6 miles from the airport. So we did that. I think he realized that the spacing wasn't going to work, and he said turn right.
This is the pilot.
And I looked over, and there was an airplane, which those of you on the right-hand side, I thought it was a small airplane like the one you see at the airport right now doing touch and goes. And he said turn right. I said there's an airplane over there, and he says turn left. And then by the time we read back to clearance, looked over and saw the airplane that was kind of coming on a converging course with us. And so given his speed, it was a military, I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us. I felt it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it. So sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all. I don't know why they didn't give us a heads up, because the Air Force Base does have radar, and nobody said, hey, there's also a B-52 in the pad or anything. Wow. Long story short, it was not fun, but I do apologize for it, and thank you for understanding. It was kind of not a fun day at work. So have a nice evening, and I'm glad you.
That was a video. I don't know what was wrong with the video, but this lady had her phone like on her leg, and the whole video is just the back of a chair, and all you hear is the audio, and she's recording what the pilot is saying to the passengers. I mean, can you imagine hearing that and saying, they told me to turn right, and I said, well, there's a plane over there.
Just turn left.
Then turn left. What is happening?
I'm sorry. That we shouldn't be laughing.
No. But I'm telling you, sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying.
Yes.
That's the truth.
This is unbelievable. What?
Well, you can always go enjoy Mount Rainier and see the beauty, except for the fact that it's been rocked by 800 earthquakes.
Yeah.
In what? 30 days?
Yeah, a short amount of time. Yeah.
412 hours in 30 days. This is the largest dormant volcano in America. Is that right? It says it's not produced a major eruption over 1,000 years. The earthquake swarms in this area often linked to volcanic unrest.
I think I heard Steve Quayle say some crazy number like 11 of the 18 most dangerous volcanoes are in America.
In the world?
Yes. Now, somebody can fact check me on that, but obviously not just mainland. He's talking Hawaii. He's talking way up in Alaska. Obviously.
Is Yellowstone in that?
Yellowstone, Cascadia, where that is, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, I think Mount Adams, and others in that area. You know, of course, there's Kilauea and Hawaii, and what is the one in Alaska? Might be more than one, but I don't know. I don't know where they all are, but I believe in one of his last videos, I think that's what he said, and it's pretty
it's
crazy.
almost like the elites know that something's coming.
Ooh.
We've been covering old Zuckerberg in his compound that he's been building, his underground city, basically under his compound house in Hawaii. Yeah. But how about this? He's expanding his secretive Hawaii compound. Part of it sits now atop a burial ground.
Oh my.
Yeah, I knew you would love that when I put this in here. I was like, Sandy is going to love this.
What?
Sits upon a burial ground. Yep, let me read. As a child, Julian Ako would visit the maternal great-grandfather's home of Pila Beach in Kauai, Hawaii, where he and his family would gather edible fungi that grow on the kuiki trees and collect seaweed and fish from the reef.
Wait a minute, back up. Kukui.
What'd I say?
Kuiki?
Well,
Is it Kukui?
Look, the people
Where
know.
is that? I can't read.
Kukui.
Kukui. It's Kukui.
It is Kukui. We've been to Hawaii, and it is
Kukui.
Kukui. But I'm gonna still say Kawiki.
You
For about a decade, the land has belonged to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who is constructing a massive compound at an estimated cost of exceeding $300 million.
What is that to him?
Nothing.
He's a multi-billionaire.
Now, we can now reveal that Zuckerberg's property is atop a burial site. Echo's great-grandmother and her brother were buried on that land. After months of discussion with Zuckerberg representative, Echo was successfully able to gain access to the property and identify and register the graves with the State Department of Land and Natural Resources, though he was not able to locate remains of other ancestors who believe could be buried on the property. In a report shared with Wire, the state agency also confirmed the probability, based on oral testimony, of additional burial sites. So, the interesting thing here is we know that traditional native people to a land like that in Hawaii typically bury in places that they consider to be highly charged areas. So isn't it interesting that Mark Zuckerberg decided to build there as well?
Listen, I've still yet to read The Creature from Jekyll Island, but is it G. Edward Griffin or whatever that wrote that book? He, I did hear him speak about this part of the book on a show. He said the house where the documents were signed and where these meetings took place to form the Federal Reserve was built over I think a burial ground, mound, whatever. So obviously, if you are of that persuasion and you've got dirty dealings and you're in a position of power and trying to bring about, I mean, in his case, he's just trying to build a house, right? Or a bunker or whatever.
Yeah.
But
that's all it is.
Apparently, this is not just a thought or idea. There's obviously something to trying to go to a place of that is highly charged, that has some type of significance to it like this.
Yep.
Like most of the people on this channel probably heard people talk about the Lucifer telescope is built on Mount Graham, which was a very sacred place to Native Americans. And I think they had to be removed to some degree for this to take place and to be built up in this area. Why were they there in the first place? And why did this telescope have to be put there?
Yeah. Let me tell you one other interesting thing. I've already closed the article. I can't pull it back up.
Okay.
But one of the interesting things about the article, it says, is that all the workers that have been working on the construction of his house have had to sign an NDA.
Sure.
To not disclose any bones or anything that they find in the ground.
Wow. Well, listen.
That's interesting.
It wouldn't be just that. It would be keep your mouth shut, period.
Of what you might see or hear coming up.
Well, don't tell anybody what's going on here.
Summoning demons.
What the real size and you know, how big this place really is.
There again, I want to say something about the book that's coming. I'm going to keep popping that book, y'all, because it's unbelievable. Is that we talk about the high places and we talk about the charged places that have always been this way.
Yes.
Great segue to bring in old Uncle Jimmy. Come on, here he comes.
Jimmy.
Here he comes.
Woo!
Uncle Jimmy!
He's ready. Did we bump him last week or was it the week before?
I don't know. I think we bumped
him. We didn't even get to him one week.
It's the Supernatural AI Update. Wow. And for those that really want to know about what's really going in the AI world, this was a very, very interesting graphic.
Yeah.
It came across my timeline. The world's 20 most powerful AI supercomputers, not the ones that are coming, the ones that are already in place. These are the world's most powerful computer clusters. Now, I'm just going to show you a little bit because it's really tiny.
To say compute clusters?
Compute clusters, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's talking about the clusters of chips, which are the computing clusters, not the computer, but the number of computing chips.
Yep.
So you probably can't see it because it's tiny on your screen, but down below that word clusters is a
conglomeration of nations.
Well, it's, what do you call that? A legend, like a map. And yeah, it's going to tell you what you're about to see, but I want to show you that first.
Okay.
So the blue is United States. The yellow's Germany, the light blue's Norway, and the red is China.
Okay.
All right. So now that you know that, in the world, look at all the blue. That's the United States.
Oh, boy.
In the middle, the biggest, 200,000 chips made by NVIDIA are in the first Colossus. Well, that's actually Colossus Phase 2 that's in Memphis. Colossus is the most powerful computing system in the world. And look who's right behind him. Meta, 100,000. OpenAI, which is owned partially by Microsoft, 100,000. And guess what? There's X1, which is also the same as what's in the middle. So you've got the biggest, and the second biggest is Elon Musk. Then you've got Oracle. Then you got him again at Tesla. Yeah. Tesla, watch this. Tesla is one of the largest AI computing places in the world. Tesla. And then you got...
Is that... Okay, obviously there's the car. What else?
Well, it's the car. It's the robots.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The robots.
Yeah, it's the robots. The U.S. Department of Energy. The United States Department of Energy is one of the largest AI computing systems in the world. The Department of Energy.
Wow.
You got to get on the outside there to hear some of these companies I've never heard of.
What is this core weave?
Which one is that?
42,000.
I don't know.
And I don't know.
But look, you think China, look how small China is in comparison to the United States. How far we are supposedly ahead of China.
You think that's true?
I don't know.
That's accurate?
I don't know if it's accurate or not. We can't believe nothing they say, but look, there's Meta again. Meta. There's multiple Metas. All of that right there. If you just take the Elon Musk, the Zuckerbergs, and the Metas, that's the majority of the world.
You mean Bill Gates and
Bill Gates? Yeah. Well, Bill Gates is only he's a part of OpenAI.
That's what I'm saying. You said Musk, Meta, and Zuckerberg. You mean Musk, Zuckerberg, and OpenAI.
Yeah,
Microsoft / Bill Gates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy. So, Grok 4 just came out, and everybody's saying it's the most powerful thing that's ever happened. And y'all, this ain't even AGI yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a video in just a minute. It's going to blow your mind. And because of our wonderful beginning of our show, I've X'd out a few of the news articles that we had.
You've already dropped some news articles.
Real quick, I'm just doing headlines here on this one. AI companies have stopped warning that their chatbots aren't doctors.
What?
Yeah. Once cautious, AI, Grok, and others will now dive into giving unverified medical advice with virtually no disclaimers. So we're already there. And we're going to accept it. We're used to, they'd say, please understand that we are not actually a doctor. Yes. Please go to a doctor. Now they're saying that more and more of them are just eliminating that disclaimer and saying, this is what's wrong with you. You're going to die.
Can they be held responsible for?
No, I'm sure that there's somewhere in there they're covering themselves on that. When you signed up for it, you that was part of the disclosure that you wouldn't support. Whatever
the case, this is like next level as far as this is concerned. So they just feel unencumbered. We're just going to go ahead and do this. We can do it. It's fine.
It's part of the drip of normalizing.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to be long that going to a doctor is going to be almost non-existent. I mean, you're just going to get everything you need, and a robot's going to show up at your house and give you a shot. Y'all think I'm kidding? No, that's in the plans.
I mean, it sounds crazy and a little bit outlandish right now,
but in the plans.
Yeah, I mean, we went from we got teledoc somewhere along the way, and we got the video call with an actual human. I'm sure if they're not already, you're going to be able to have that with AI, and you won't even be able to
Yeah.
tell that it's
You
not
won't-
an
yeah.
actual
Yeah,
human.
You won't even know. You won't even know.
Ugh.
But I'm going to tell you who are humans. Larry and Sandy Ragland.
We're real.
We're real.
You cut us, we bleed.
We're real. We're real. If you go to LarryRagland.com, you're going to be a part of something real, okay? As long as we can be on here, we're going to be on here. We're going to be real with you. And we need some people to partner with us because we're getting ready to go to another level. I mean, we just came back from vacation. And we just said, we're going to another level.
We do. We need some partners so that we can do more and take care of more things. And
we don't
have a
beg for
broader
money here.
reach.
We don't beg for money on this channel. We hardly ever talk about money on this channel. And I'll be honest with you, we're thankful for our partners, and we've lost some partners. And we don't know why, but several. And I know the economy's tough.
It is.
And it may be that they just don't like us anymore. But hey, if you've been a partner before, consider coming back and being a partner again. And it's one thing to partner on YouTube. We appreciate that. That's only $5 or $10 a month. But we're trying to expand our media outreach. If you go to LarryRagland.com, give us a one-time gift, or you can partner with us monthly. And by the way, I just finished one of my final calls with the developer of our website tonight.
Yes.
And if everything goes right, y'all, the new website should be launching by the end of this week.
Great.
The end of this week. And it looks incredible.
Oh, wonderful.
So, and it's not cheap either. So for our partners, go to LarryRagland.com. We appreciate
everything. Money.
Money.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we need to go and listen for just a few minutes to the CEO, former CEO, Eric Schmidt, he's the one that came out not long ago and said it's been underhyped. AI has been underhyped. But listen to this right here, y'all. This guy, I really like listening to him. And I think he's trying to tell us what's coming.
The AI's ability to generate its own scaffolding is imminent. Pretty much sure that will be a 2025 thing.
We certainly don't know what superintelligence will deliver, but we know it's coming.
And what do people need to know about that?
You're going to have your own polymath. So you're going to have the sum of Einstein and Leonardo da Vinci in the equivalent of your pocket. Agents are going to happen. This math thing is going to happen. The software thing is going to happen. Everything I've talked about is in the positive domain, but there's a negative domain as well. It's likely, in my opinion, that you're going to see
perfect hook.
Exactly.
Now that's a moonshot, ladies and gentlemen.
Now listen to this.
Everybody, welcome to Moonshots. I'm here live with my moonshot mate, Dave Blunden. We're here in our Santa Monica studios, and we talk about China. We're going to talk about Eric Schmidt. We're here in our Santa Monica studios, and we have a special guest today, Eric Schmidt, the author of Genesis.
What?
His book is called Genesis.
Okay.
I mean, you can't make this up.
You cannot make it. I did not see that coming. Whoa.
I didn't either. When I was watching this, I didn't either.
I bet you were slapping yourself.
And I'm going to absolutely read that book.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I have to read that book. But he writes a book.
What is his pedigree? What exactly?
He is a programming expert.
Okay.
But he was basically one of the initial investors. He became a billionaire because he was a dreamer. And he was one of the first to be a part of Google. And now he's retired, and he is going around the world talking about what is coming with AI. And he is saying AI cannot be hyped. We are not prepared for what is coming.
So we talk about China. We're going to talk about, digital superintelligence. We'll talk about, what people should be thinking about over the 10 years.
And we're talking about the guy who has more access to more actionable information than probably anyone else you could think of. So it should be pretty exciting.
Incredibly brilliant. All right. Stand by for a conversation with the Eric Schmidt, CEO or past CEO of Google, and an extraordinary investor and thinker in this field of AI.
Let's do it.
Been a long road since I first.
Great to be here with you guys.
No, I'm only going to play just a couple minutes, but I want you to hear what he says is the pushback of AI.
Okay.
And then when you hear what he says is the pushback of AI, then you're going to know what the narrative is about to be in this world. What you're going to see, humans and robots working together to build.
Thank you. It's been a long road since I first met you at Google. I remember our first conversations were fantastic. It's been a crazy month in the world of AI, but I think every month from here is going to be a crazy month. And so I'd love to hit on a number of subjects and get your take on them.
Of course.
I want to start with probably the most important point that you've made recently that got a lot of traction, a lot of attention, which is that AI is underhyped when the rest of the world is either confused, lost, or think it's, not impacting us. We'll get into it in more detail, but quick, most important point to make there.
AI is a learning machine.
Yeah.
And in network effect businesses, when the learning machine learns faster, everything accelerates. It accelerates to its natural limit. The natural limit is electricity.
Oh,
Not chip.
oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. When I heard that, I thought that is incredible that he just said that. The natural limit what it can do is electricity.
This makes perfect sense. Why has no one said this? I mean,
Exactly.
we're seeing all of these nuclear power plants and mini plants go up just for the purpose of AI, of these tech companies. Why did no one say that?
That's why he wrote this book. That's why I'm going to read this book. Let's go back and listen again. So this is what I'm telling you. That's why I said the narrative is going to be our life is about to see major electric production. We're already seeing it. We know somebody very close to us that's in the world of electricity that are telling us about data centers being built in Alabama and different places around the world. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not trying to be funny, but does it not make sense that the aliens are closer than ever? And I say aliens
and air quotes.
With air quotes, because they've got to come and bring that blue energy.
Exactly. All right, let's listen to it again.
The natural limit is electricity.
Not chips.
Not chips. Because everybody's saying we got to produce more chips.
Yeah.
And that guy, you can tell this is what this show is about. It's about technology. Yeah. And he says, wait a minute, what? Not chips? Because you could tell that was revelation to them too.
It was revelation to them.
All right, so listen.
Electricity.
Really? Okay.
So that gets me to the next point here, which is a discussion on AI and energy. So we saw recently was Meta recently announcing that they signed a 20-year nuclear contract with Constellation Energy. We've seen Google, Microsoft, Amazon, everybody buying basically nuclear capacity right now. That's got to be weird that private companies are basically taking over into their own hands what was utility function before.
Well, just to be cynical, I'm so glad those companies plan to be around the 20 years that it's going to take to get the nuclear power plants built. In my recent testimony, I talked about the current expected need for the AI revolution in the United States is 92 gigawatts of more power.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know how many people, they base it on how many households it'll serve, right?
But what I'm saying is, do you know how much electricity is a gigawatt? What it takes to produce a gigawatt?
No.
Okay. So he's going to say this, and I just recently learned it, but he's going to say it.
Yeah.
The average regular size nuclear power plant produces 1 gigawatt.
He said 92?
92 gigawatt is going to be needed
for
AI only for what is coming in the next 10 years, 20 years. So he's saying the minimum of 92 to 100 new nuclear plants have got to be built. Just not for people to warm their homes and cook, but just to produce the power for AI.
So AI's needs are going to outpace humanity
on
right?
another level. On another level.
Sir Edward is all over some stuff tonight. He says 1.21 gigawatts. And Sir Edward, I rarely ever miss a Y-Files, and I did see the episode you're talking about, but I got to watch it again so that I can get everything.
For reference, 1 gigawatt is one big nuclear power station, and there are none essentially being started now.
And there have been 2 in the last, 30 years built.
There is excitement that there's an SMR, small modular reactor, coming in at 300 megawatts, but it won't start till 2030. As important as nuclear, both fission and fusion is, they're not going to arrive in time.
You are going to be mind blown when you hear what he's about to say.
Okay, let me get a drink of water.
And it only makes sense. It only makes sense what he's about to say.
To get us what we need as a globe to deal with our many problems and the many opportunities that are before us.
Do you think, so if you look at the sort of 3-year timeline toward AGI, Do you think if you started a fusion reactor project today that won't come online for 5, 6, 7 years, is there a probability that the AGI comes up with some other breakthrough, fusion or otherwise, that makes it irrelevant before it even gets online?
Whoa.
I mean, come on, it makes sense.
It makes
He's
sense.
basically saying AI is going to be so smart, it's going to invent a new power source for itself faster than humans can think of a way to give it the power that it needs.
Or the aliens are going to bring the blue energy.
Exactly.
A very good question. We don't know what artificial general intelligence will deliver.
Yeah.
And we certainly don't know what superintelligence will deliver. But we know it's coming. So first we need to plan for it. And there's lots of issues as well as opportunities for that.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is that the computing needs that we need now are going to come from traditional energy suppliers in places like the United States and the Arab world and Canada and the Western world.
The image of seeing the former founding and eventual CEO of Google that changed the entire internet, sitting and talking about this superintelligence coming with a book in the background with the blaring words of Genesis, knowing what God said about the days of Noah, is unbelievable to me. It is unbelievable. You need to go back and watch the whole interview.
I want to see this entire interview, but truly, these are the power players that are bringing the scriptures forward, right?
Absolutely.
They're bringing us into the reality of the scripture, the word of God. This is crazy.
And if you wanted one more thing, and you've been holding out for the Golden Chicken Award.
Oh, is this the coup de grace?
This could be it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have robots. You ain't ready for this because we always said they're going to run out of power. But what if you can change your own batteries? The first humanoid robot capable of autonomous battery swapping. He starts going low. He finds the station. Yeah, this is not concerning at all.
So apparently he's got a smaller battery with just enough power.
Yes. Perpetual life. He never runs out of juice. Look, he's recharging himself. Unreal. And he says, okay, I'm good for several more days. Let's go. Self-sustaining, new quality productive forces. UB Tech.
Okie doke.
I believe that might win. What do you think? Tonight's? What do you think?
Listen, I'm sitting here thinking, yes, that was a lot. But the one before that was really
that's true.
a lot. So I'm going with Genesis. And
Genesis.
New nuclear power plants, 92 what?
Gigawatts. 92 gigawatts.
I just don't even know what to do with this show and you people. What?
We love our people.
I love you people, but how are you dealing with
Oh,
this? I'm barely dealing with it.
Look, I love what Michelle Atwood said. I could use a recharge. Wouldn't that be awesome if we could just say, baby, I'm so tired. I need to back up to the refrigerator and pull something out.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
It would, actually. I would love it so much.
Oh, that was awesome. All right, so another one's in the bag. Be looking for the Bible study this week. Looking for another show Thursday night. Breaking news. We got several things going on. Everything goes right. I got one planned for in the morning. So make sure you always watch throughout the day. Have your notifications enabled. Become a partner with us. Contact us and let us know. Comments and comment down below wherever you're watching. Let us know how you feel about the show. Closing thoughts.
It's been another crazy one. So glad you guys were here to go through it with us.
That's right. Let's go. We ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. See you next time. Bye, y'all.
Would you like to help us
Good
build
night.
the big picture family? We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. All you have to do is go to our website at larryragland.com and make a one-time gift, or you can become a monthly partner. Any amount is a blessing and an encouragement to us. While you're there, make sure you get a copy of our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect with us on our social media links, and join our mailing list. We appreciate it. And remember, we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.